I'd like to introduce you to Synergy CRM, just a simple, elegant CRM that works for mortgage professionals with turnkey campaigns already preloaded. Now, there are 5 keys to success with this system. I'm going to teach you what those 5 are today in this tutorial. I'm going to teach you why it's so important to have speed to lead, so you strike while the iron is hot, so that you're maximizing conversion on any leads you have in your pipeline. The importance of getting them on the phone ASAP so that you can get traction, because all the traction and the magic happens over the phone. I'm going to teach you how to do that using Synergy. I'm going to teach you how to keep your lead buckets organized within Synergy so you know exactly where each person is in the pipeline in the stages of nurture, so that you're able to, again, communicate with them based on priority and based on the context they've already been communicated with by you. And we're going to show you how to focus on the most qualified, responsive leads first, so that you're talking with the people who are hottest for what you got and are most likely to convert. So you're not having to push soggy noodles up hills. You're not having to herd cats. You're able to just focus on the people who are most engaged and most likely to want to work with you. And how to block schedule time in your calendar to work these leads. So those are really the 5 keys to success. Speed to lead, get them on the phone, make sure you're keeping track of your lead buckets so that the right people are in the right buckets. Focus on the hot for what you got, most qualified, most responsive people, and block scheduled time to work these leads or whatever leads you have on a daily basis, so you have a proactive approach, not a reactive approach, but a proactive approach. So with that in mind, here's how it works. So the first thing I'd recommend, guys, is to have 2 different tabs up with 2 different instances of Synergy, okay? So I'm gonna have 2 tabs up, one here and then another one with Joyce as well. So Joyce. So as you can see, I have 2 different tabs, and you'll understand why I'm gonna do that in a moment. And then I also recommend having Synergy. If you go to tinyurl.com/Synergy campaigns, have that as a 3rd tab up. Okay, so you're going to want 3 tabs up when you're working Synergy with your desktop. You're going to have 2 Synergy tabs and 1 tab that has the actual campaigns in tinyurl. It actually directs you straight to Google Drive with the campaigns in Drive. Okay, so when I go to tinyurl.com/Synergy campaigns, it's going to take you to a place that looks like this. It's in Google Drive. And if this is a Facebook lead campaign that you're wanting to work, then you go into Mortgage Pros, and then you go into your mortgage follow-up. Okay, down payment assistance ad, that's the one you're going to work. Okay, so this is going to be a written out instance of your whole campaign here. Okay, so Synergy is going to automate the process of deploying this whole campaign. Day 1, voicemail. Day 1, text message. Day 2, text message. Day 3, email, and so forth. Okay, and then you can see it's got responses. So you can see here where it says templates to use after they respond. This is why we want this up, so that you can do copy and paste. Okay, so I'm going to have this up. And I'm going to have my 2 Synergy tabs up. You guys with me? All right. So the first thing I want you to see is the campaign. So if we go into marketing and then campaign, you can see the campaign we have running here, the mortgage one. It's got 191 people in it. Okay. Now, if we go to opportunities, you can see the pipeline for that. So the pipeline is basically showing the stages of nurture. So if I click here on this tab for mortgage follow-up campaign, I can select which campaign I want to see. In this case, it's the mortgage follow-up one. It's this one here. So this is the pipeline. It goes from prospect to responded. Okay. We can also put them in the not interested bucket, or the interested bucket, or the super qualified hot lead bucket. Not in this case, we have responded and not responded, 2 different versions. Then we have live conversations, we have credit repair needed, we have future follow-up, and we have pre-approval, okay? So those are the different ones. And we could also have other ones in there too. Now, if you want to add a new stage to the pipeline, all you need to do is go down here to where it says settings. Go down to settings, then click on pipelines. Then click on the campaign that you're wanting to adjust the pipeline for. And in this case, it's the mortgage follow-up campaign. So if I just do a zoom in and out, so I'm gonna just click on the edit button, and you can see all the different stages in your pipeline here. If I wanna add a new stage, I just click on add stage. So let's say close deal is another one, okay? Close deal, and then I click save. And then I go back to opportunities, and voila, there's closed deal. Okay, isn't that cool? So you guys can customize that pipeline anytime you want. Okay, so I'm gonna have one tab up for the pipeline for the opportunities, and then I'm gonna have another tab up for conversations. Okay, so you can zoom in and out. I'm gonna probably zoom this up to like 100% by pressing Control+ on my keyboard, zooms it in, or I can just click on view and zoom in here. Either way, okay? So now what I wanna do is just go through each one of these, okay? One by one. So we got Holly, okay? So Holly, she got the initial messages and then she responded to an email, it looks like. So she got that email. So you can see, these are all the people that messaged Joyce. There's a bunch of them, okay? We want to start to organize these people. So let's start at the top with Jason, okay? Now, one thing you can do if you want is you can also have a folder in your inbox for all your WooFoo submissions, okay? So these would be all the leads that have come in. Let's just look at the responses, okay? So I'm going to go to unread, and let's just go through the responses one by one. Okay, so we got this one here. It literally just came in. So you can see message, no, and then no response. And then all of a sudden, okay, so this one, let's just let go of this one because this one says scratch me off the list. So what I can do then is I can take Terry here on this opportunities tab, on the second tab, and just click and drag it over to not interested. Okay, now we're moving on to the next one. So if I wanted to, I could take this like this. I could take this name, Chol, and I could just search for it. Chol. Where is Chol? So Chol said, I will let you know. Okay, I will let you know. So in other words, when you were thinking and so this one is, they responded, but we don't know how interested this prospect is. So we're just gonna leave her in the responded category. Let's go to Sydney Smith, okay? So if I do Smith, there's Sydney. Let's see what Sydney says. Basic would be a start. So the question in here was, do you have a specific question or just need a basic idea of the loan process and requirements? Basic would be a good start. So this is where you grab your campaign within Drive, okay? And you're gonna see some basic responses here. So one of them is, I just need a basic idea, right? So that's where I would take this copy and paste, and I would respond with this response. Okay, great. We just need to have a quick convo over the phone to answer your questions and clarify your next steps. Want to talk now, today, or sometime tomorrow? What's your preference? Okay. Now contrast that to how Joyce did it. She said, hi, Sydney, this is Joyce McLean. Thanks for texting me back. Let me know when's the best time for you to connect. So it's better to use this because it's going to let her know that we need to have a conversation with this statement here. We just need to have a quick convo over the phone to answer your questions and to clarify your next steps. So had you said that first, Joyce, and then ask with, do you want to talk now, today, or sometime tomorrow? It gives her options. She's going to choose one or the other. It's called the alternate advance close. So if she gives you now, that's great. If she gives you tomorrow or today, later today, that's great too. Now, if she says later today, that's where I can give her a link to my Schedule Once booking form. So it might be something like, sounds great. Please book yourself in for a quick 15-minute discovery call here. And that's where I would have my link for them to book into my calendar. See a time that works? Okay. So this is where I would just do, I would copy and paste. So it's always, using the same template. So she already knows that it's Joyce McLean because you have Joyce McLean here. So there's no point in having it twice. It's redundant. Okay. Right now we're just looking for, do you want to start today? And this was now on the 13th, which is a while ago, and no response. So I would just do a copy and paste again. Okay. I'm going to take this. I'm going to send a follow-up. We just need to have a quick convo. Okay. So this is where I would do a send. And then what I can do is I can tell that this person's interested. So I'm going to take Sydney. I'm going to put Sydney in the interested bucket. So now when I'm doing my 1 hour of calling, my hour of power for calling for Synergy, I can just focus on my interested people, or I can focus on my qualified hot leads, responded people, but I'm going to focus on the highest leverage buckets, which is usually interested or my super qualified leads. Okay. Let's show you another example. Let's look at Parm. Okay. So I could either click in on Parm here, or I could search for Parm here by searching the name Parm. Okay. Now with Parm, the last conversation was, looks like the 10th of December. It says, would you have time around 11? So this was a really hot lead. Now it's the 23rd. So the chance of converting this lead is very slim to none. This is the kind of stuff that's going to kill your conversion rates if you leave such a long lag time in between responses. So in other words, it's been over 13 days with no response. The chance of reconverting this lead now by letting them get cold is very low. Okay. So I can do the same response. I can say something like, hi Parm, sorry for the delay. I might say something like, I didn't see this until now. Okay. And how long is the process? Do you have, so these are the questions Parm was asking. Do you apply for the incentive before finding a house, or find the house and apply for the incentive? Okay. And this is where I'd say, we need to have a quick convo on the phone to answer your questions and clarify your next steps. Okay. So this is where I would respond. So hopefully this re-engages Parm, and hopefully Parm will be receptive to a conversation on the phone. But we want to get people on the phone, and we got to follow up promptly so that we don't lose these people. So I'm going to put Parm in the interested bucket as well. Okay. Now, if I find out by looking at Wufoo that Parm has great credit and a great and has the down payment, I might put Parm into the super qualified hot leads bucket, because Parm has the criteria I'm looking for in a good lead with down payment and credit. But I don't know that, so I'm going to leave Parm in the interested for now. That's all I got, guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you. And enjoy your time with family. You are blessed indeed, so enjoy.